Okay, Everfrost gives you ability power, health, mana, and ability haste. It also has an active that shoots out an ice wave in a cone that deals magic damage and slows enemies for a second and a half. Enemies that get hit by the center of the cone get rooted instead. The active has a 30-second cooldown, and the mythic passive for this one gives you 10 ability power for each legendary item you get. Crown of the Shattered Queen gives you ability power, ability haste, health, and mana. This mythic item has a passive that puts a barrier around you that reduces all incoming champion damage that you would take by 75%. And while the shield is on you and 3 seconds after it's destroyed, you get bonus ability power. After taking any champion damage, the barrier and its defensive effects will linger for a second and a half, and afterwards it will shatter and go on a 40-second cooldown. This is without a doubt the anti-burst item for mages, but be careful, because like I said before, any sort of enemy champion damage will trigger the barrier and put it on cooldown. And the cooldown of this item will get reset every time you take damage while it's on cooldown. So please, for the love of God, play safe. Mythic passive on this one gives you bonus move speed and bonus ability power for each legendary item you get. Leandres Anguish gives you ability power, ability haste, and mana. This mythic has 2 passives. The first one lets your spells do bonus damage to more bonus health the enemy champion has compared to you. And the second one makes your spells apply a burn to enemies that will burn them for a percentage of their max health over the course of 4 seconds. This is what you would call the anti-tank item for mages. Mythic passive on this one gives you ability haste for each legendary item you get. Luden's Tempest gives you ability power, ability haste, mana, and magic pen. This mythic has a passive that makes your spells deal bonus magic damage and give you move speed. It will also make your spell shoot out orbs that will fling to nearby enemies and deal some magic damage to them also. The passive has a 10-second cooldown, but hitting enemy champions with spells will reduce the cooldown by half a second for each champion you hit with a spell. Mythic passive on this one gives you a magic pen for each legendary item you get. Night Harvester gives you ability power, ability haste, and health. This mythic item has a passive where each enemy champion has a mark. Hitting the enemy champion with an auto or an ability will consume the mark and will give you bonus move speed for a second and a half, and will deal bonus magic damage to them. And each champion's mark has a 40-second cooldown. Mythic passive on this one gives you ability haste for each legendary item you get. Hextech Rocket Belt gives you ability power, ability haste, health, and magic pen. This mythic item has an active that lets you dash slightly and shoots out rockets that deal magic damage. Afterwards, you will get bonus move speed for a second and a half while moving towards nearby enemy champions. Mythic passive on this one gives you magic pen for each legendary item you get. And Rift Maker gives you ability power, ability haste, health, and omnivamp. This mythic has a passive that makes it to where each second you are in combat with the enemy champion, you get bonus magic damage. And it can stack up to 3 times. At max stacks, all of that bonus magic damage is converted to true damage. Mythic passive on this one gives you omnivamp and ability power for each legendary item you get. Whew! Okay, bye.